Welcome back to Create Wealth Through Franchising Podcast and Kim Daly TV. If you're tuning in today on December 25th and you're a Christian, God bless you and Merry Christmas. I'm so happy and extra grateful that you are here on quite a special day. I know that I'm celebrating with my family, but I know this video is coming out to you today. And if you're not a Christian and you're tuning in, I'm still grateful that you are here. Thank you so much. Well, in this episode, I want to share reflections on 2024. 2024 has been a life-changing year for Kim Daly. Now, that may sound like a dramatic statement because I live a pretty good life. I've been a business owner for over 25 years. I've accomplished a lot of things. I tell my story on all of my episodes and all of my podcasts. So you know my story if you follow me. But what you may not know is about 3 years ago, I was really starting to feel ready to try something new. But when you're comfortable and you have a business that everybody around you kind of admires and dreams of having, it's hard to get motivated to move from that spot and disrupt that in order to go grow. And then the dream came and I said, nope, I'm going to be comfortable and I'm going to stay here. But what happened is it was the fall of last year, 2023, and I was so disgusted with myself. I said to myself, Kim Daly, you are going to commit yourself on January 1 of 2024 that you are not going to wake up and show up and be the same Kim Daly that you've been for the last 10 years. It is time to move. If you mess everything up, who cares? The risk is worth the reward. And so here we are, December 25th of 2024, and I'm going to share with you 10 things that I've learned from really making myself uncomfortable and launching a whole new business that's going to launch in mid-January of 2025. It is actually a dream business for Kim Daly. It's a dream that was born inside of me when I was 15 years old, that today I'm a little bit over 50. I am making come true. Isn't that amazing? That in itself is a testimony, to the power of planting a dream in your heart and letting God work it out, the timing, how it works out and when it works out. It's never our job. It's our job to dream the dream, right? God said, ask and believe and you will receive. He didn't say we would know when. And there were many times over the course of my life when I thought about that dream of being a motivational coach when I was 15 years old. And I said that to my dad and he didn't know how to help me and I didn't know how to help me. And so you just keep taking forward steps in your life and you think you're off course. And then one day you wake up and you realize I was never off course. It was just that I had to learn all the things I had to learn to be ready for this moment, to serve my students, those people who will join me in the Z-Suite with the right intention and the right knowledge and the right heart. The material would be so entrenched in every cell of my being that I don't have to be nervous and I don't have to worry, am I going to be the right coach to these people? I have a knowing that is so confident. I was born for this moment and I'm ready for this moment. And the Z-Suite launching in January of 2025, it couldn't have happened 1 year sooner. And so this video is going to be about the 10 things that I've learned on the journey of 2024 from really moving myself from the comfort zone of being a top performing franchisee or consultant at FranChoice to going back to entrepreneurship, something I thought I would never do, and launching the Z-Suite. So the first thing that I learned this year was once I dared to dream a new dream, I was not happy staying the same. So if you're out there thinking, I want to own a business, and you take a step forward by contacting Kim Daly, which I hope you'll do, the one thing I'm going to tell you is even if we figure out that now is not the right time, you will not leave the same person as you came in. You're going to leave with that dream watered in your heart, and you are no longer going to be satisfied just settling for whatever it is that you're doing currently. So it's good news and bad news, isn't it? Once you dare to dream, you have become a new person, and this person wants to be born in you. And so if you're going to dream, you're going to have to find the courage. Okay, so that's number one. So number two, comfort, even when it is achieving at a high level, as I was, is the enemy of growth. How true is that? I was so comfortable. And why wouldn't I be? I had a dream business. I'm making a great living. I love what I do. There was nothing really to change. But inside of me, I knew there was something else coming. And I pushed it down the first year. And I pushed it to the side the second year. But last year, there was no more denying it was time to grow. I literally was disgusted with myself. So, comfort is the enemy of our greatest dreams. Make yourself uncomfortable. Don't be afraid of being uncomfortable. Do it sooner than I did it. No, actually, I can't even say that because like I said in the first one, I had to be ready to be the CEO of the Z-Suite. I don't know if I was ready a year before now. I'm ready now though, and that's what matters. Okay, number 3, fear is a liar, and it's a daily discipline to quiet that bully when you are living on faith. So I have been living on faith. When you have a dream in your heart and all it is faith, it is so fragile. And this is part of not talking to other people about what you're doing, because when you start talking about it and you hear their influence on your baby dream, sometimes that can taint you. It's your dream. It's not their dream. Keep it to yourself. But the fear that is in you, it is absolutely a liar and it is a bully. And you're going to have to fight every single day to quiet that voice and let your hope and your faith and your belief be the louder voice in your head. And boy, do I know this one to be true in 2024. Okay, number 4. When I started asking with clarity, I found answers. So this was kind of interesting. I spent the first part of 2024, probably January to March, kind of floundering around. And the reason I was floundering is I wasn't as clear as I needed to be. But what's interesting is I kind of had to move through some motions in that kind of hazy, muddy time in order to find the clarity. So because I took action before I was really ready, which I think you have to do when you're an entrepreneur because you're never going to be ready, I started taking action, but it was the action that created the clarity. And then once I got to the point where I was crystal clear on what this Z-Suite was going to be and who I was going to be as a coach to my students, man, everything changed from there. That's when I started finding the answers to the problems that I had and the solutions that I needed. So you have to take action even when you're not clear, but taking action led me to the clarity. And then from there, so it was really from like April, May, June of this year that this dream really started to take form and come to life. Okay, the next one, number 5. When I found my mentor and coach, my confidence soared. So I found my mentor around March. I found her on YouTube, the exact same way that I want my people, my students, to find me. And I paid her a lot of money. And I paid her in part because I wanted what she was offering, of course, but also because if I wasn't willing to pay a coach that I met through YouTube, how could I then ask other people to pay me by meeting me through YouTube? You get it? So what goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. So when I found her and I started getting into her energy and listening to what she was saying and being guided in my mindset, not my specific strategy, that's when my confidence for what I was doing started to soar. And this one speaks really to the point of being a franchisepreneur versus an entrepreneur. The reason I needed her was because I was no longer part of a franchise. I've outgrown all the people in my circle. I had to find somebody who had what I want. She's doing what I want to do. I had to be willing to pay her a lot of money because I'm signaling to the universe, this is who I want to be. No, this is who I am, and I belong in her inner circle. She's my coach. And when that happened, my confidence soared. So if you're out there and this is your first time thinking about business ownership, I would encourage you to focus in on the franchise because you get this instant mentorship inside the franchise. That's the very idea of investing in a business through a franchise compared to going out there on your own, is that there's this community of mentorship all around you. And it is vital to your confidence. It's vital to your success. So when I found her, everything started to click and my confidence soared because of that. Number 6, failing forward is the only way to build a business. This is going to be true if you're a franchisepreneur or if you're an entrepreneur, but especially true when you're trying to be an entrepreneur. So like I said, I had to take action even when I felt like I was sort of in the mud and everything was hazy. And it was because I started taking action that I got to that clear moment of what this business was actually going to be. If I had stayed rooted and tried to work it out and figure it out from a fixed position, I don't think that I would be here today. I'd still just be thinking about it. But you have to start taking action. You have to start doing. And in the doing, you get the clarity. And that's what I mean by failing forward. Okay? There's an awesome book called Failing Forward that was written by, I don't know his name, but the guy that was the star of the Broadway hit Hamilton. That actor, he wrote a book called Failing Forward, and you should listen to it. I audibled it. It's amazing. Number one, because he's an actor and his voice is sensational to listen to. But the story of how that musical came to be, the years that it took to bring that to life, and his belief when everybody around him was telling him, you're crazy, you're passing up parts to go, participate in this thing that's never going to be a thing. And he just kept failing forward. He just kept quieting those voices and believing what was in his heart, that this was going to be something really magical and special when it came to be. And then look, the rest is history for that guy. So, as well as all the actors who participated in that Broadway play. So failing forward is the way to business ownership success. Number 7, personal growth makes Kim Daly feel alive. Truly, personal growth is the meaning of life. And it is the meaning of life because life is forever expansion. The very nature that you're here means you're always going to want more. Have you ever heard successful people say, well, you're never going to get it done, right? Because when you get there, then the marker moves. Well, that's innate. It's innate in life. Life is about ever increasing. That's how life begets life. We want more. We desire more. And so personal growth, which is what helps us achieve more, is the meaning of life. And I am a living proof of that. I messed up myself financially, not like entirely, but compared to what I usually, quote, earn through my businesses in a year, like I didn't make nearly the money I'm used to making. But this year, 2024, is probably the happiest year I have lived since my history-making year back in 2011. Why? Because I stepped out of my comfort zone, because I'm doing something unknown. When you dare to step out into the unknown, I'm telling you, magical things happen. Magic happens. This is life at its very best. The joy. I tell my kids, I have deep wells of joy inside of me this year as I try to encourage them to get some goals for their lives. Right? Get some goals for your life and dare to pursue them, because the joy that you will find, I think I'm getting to my next one, but the joy that you will find inside of you, nothing compares. Nothing compares. This is the most happiest year of my life in over a decade, by far. And it's just beginning. All right. So number 8, I have more inner peace, joy, and self-love because I dared to follow my dreams. That's basically what I was just saying to you. I am so in love with Kim Daly this year. Even if the Z-suite doesn't become all that I ever dream of it being, which there's no chance under the sun that that's going to happen. But even if it didn't, the fact that I dared to mess it up because I had a dream and I believed in my dream and I believe in myself and I'm trying and I'm failing forward and I'm showing up for myself every single day. Do you understand how good that feels? in every cell of my body. My middle name is Joy, and I exemplify joy this year. Like more than any other word. That is the word to define 2024. Pure joy. And that's crazy in the midst of starting a business. But you know what's also crazy? Like for first time entrepreneurs, that's probably not a true feeling. Although I think the self-love and gratification from toiling with a business is always there. But I have started so many businesses in my life now that I know how to do it and I know how to do it well. So part of my joy is just taking the courage of moving myself from my comfort zone and stepping into the unknown and working through that and solving new problems and thinking about new struggles and challenges and talking to people in new ways. It's just growth every single day. It's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, number 9, new dreams required new friends and letting go of old ones who wanted to hold me back. So this can be happy and sad, right? New beginnings are always scary and endings are always sad. But when you're going to move forward in your life, there will be people in your life who liked you the old way. And you're stepping out, which means you're going to change your vibration and your frequency may not line up with their frequency anymore, especially if they're not in a growth phase in their life. So you're going to find new friends, though. I have found so many amazing new friends this year and people who are doing what I want to do on maximum level. And like that franchise community of mentorship, that's what I have. And my belief that I can do what they're doing is so palpable that even though I haven't achieved it, I already have. I'm already it. My business is already a global company. It's already changing franchisees' lives and franchise systems all over the world. We've barely just begun. Why? Because my faith in myself and my belief in what I'm doing is so real because I've surrounded myself with people. I've done this before, not this business, but other businesses. And because I know that I will not quit, this will become a thing. It is a thing already. Remember, 95% of the manifestation is done in the unseen realm before it's brought into 3D reality. And that's why most people quit. Because they can't see it and they can't believe it until they see it. And then Wayne Dyer wrote a book saying, you have to believe it to see it. The world teaches us that we have to see it in order to believe it. But that's why most people never see their dreams. Because that's not even the order of life. The order of life is that 95% of it is done in the 4D. It's done in my imagination. It's done in universal energy. And then I hold that vision. I hold that frequency and I line it up. And once I line it up and I've held it long enough, boom, then I'm going to see it in my 3D reality. That's creation. That's what we're doing here. That's what I'm doing with the Z Suite. But it's done in my imagination and it's going to keep getting more refined and more refined. And I'm going to hold that vision for as long as it takes. Remember, I've held this dream since I was 15 years old. It might not happen in 30 days. It might not happen in 1 year, but it will happen because I will persist. Okay. Now, number 10, you're going to laugh at this one. Franchisepreneurship is way easier than entrepreneurship. Now, I already knew this, which is why I told myself I will always be a business owner, but I will never start another business from scratch. Be careful when you say never. Well, when you have a dream that's as real as the dream was in my heart and nobody had ever done it, that's what made me want to bring this to life. You know, I've been an entrepreneur before, like I said, so that is not a brand new path for me. I know that it's a hard path, but I was ready for and equal to that challenge. And that's why I'm here today, reflecting on this amazing 2024. I cannot wait to see what 2025 is going to bring and how many of you that follow me on YouTube are going to join me in the Z Suite. Whether you own a business or you don't own a business, but you're stuck. You're stuck in your mindset. You're thinking of lack and limitation instead of abundant possibilities. I want you in the seats in the Z Suite. That is what I'm going to be teaching, how to move from lack and limitation and frustration and feeling broke and tired to feeling and ease and flow and making more money, working less, having more, being more, feeling abundant every single day. That's what we call strategic power. It's tapping into your true power, which is the true essence of who you are. It's who you've always been, but it's who you've forgotten if that's not how you feel. So when you come to the Z Suite in 2025, I'm going to help you peel back all the layers that life has put on you and bring you back to your spiritual DNA, which is perfect, which is abundant, which knows all, which can create all. And I'm going to help you become your true, unstoppable potential self. And in the meantime, I'm going to be doing that for myself. God bless you and thank you so much for watching this video. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and may 2025 bring us all to new levels of joy, new levels of love, and new levels of abundance.